Let me just check this mic. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, Fantasy FC Team 2 player items are now available in Ultimate Team 25. We got Rashford, Roberto, Gomez, and Rodrigo. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have tuned in to this broadcast live, you are about to be rewarded in a huge way because we have a huge pack opening as a result, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have essentially done the business, right? FC season is complete. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to claim on stream right now we're going to kick this off in the most tremendous way possible. Actually, we're going to keep this for the end, right? Because we have essentially completed Season 5 12 days ahead of time, right? So Season 5, the future is yours promo is literally done. So, folks, in order to kick this promo off correctly, we got into a ton of matches today, and guys, we have a huge selection of packs that we've grinded up to on the channel. Guys, there's no way we're gonna see something bad, right? At the end, by the end of this portion of the stream, guys. And if you are tuning into this live, now is the time where we essentially get rewarded, right? And before we even start opening the packs, I'm gonna show you what the actual team is looking like. Now that we're done with the swaps objectives and stuff like that in the cup. Guys, this is the team that we are using, right? We've literally just got to play the remaining matches to go from 1 to Elite. Essentially, the season is done. We packed Coleman in a player pick a couple days ago on stream, right? Probably within the past like 48 hours. My mind's a little hazy right now, right? Because of all of the grinding, right? The days have kind of like coalesced, right? But guys, we've got Bale, Mbappe, Nwaneri, Conte, Kimmich, Guti, right? That's a live card. Bowie, we just did the Witzel. That's also a live card. Yashin, Thuram, and Kershawi. That is the starting team at the start of this day, right? And by the end of this pack opening, portion of the stream, right, we will end up seeing something absolutely goated. So, guys, last week in Team 1, we packed Caicedo. We have Çalhanoğlu on the bench. We have Zidane on the bench, Rooney, Williams, Koundé, and Marquinhos on the bench. Guys, we have a ton. And we've got 78,000 coins. We've got a ton of absolutely epic players at the start of this, right? Team 2, right, has its fair share of absolutely decent cards, right? The Keane card is probably the best looking card, the tastiest looking card. The Gomez card as well. The Rodrigo card is evenly like in terms of like balance, right? It's like evenly distributed, right? They're all live cards. The Roberto card is there, Rashford is there, right? There's a whole ton of live cards that can definitely make it into the first team, right? By a hair right now, but because they're live cards, right? We could end up seeing something absolutely epic today. But obviously, what's going to steal the show is the 88 plus icon player pick. So, guys, let's go ahead and open all of these packs that we've got in store for you guys today, right? Absolutely good times, right? You're about to witness probably an absolutely epic set of packs, right? And that's like the last thing that we had to do, right, today was like literally just open packs, right? And tomorrow we'll do like the 90 plus by 4, right? We'll finish that out, right? So there's a problem. Okay, that's just bizarre, right? That'll like alleviate itself, right? So we don't get anything. We get regular Kvara, right? He was a live card up until, you know, before the stream. Guys, we pack our first Fantasy FC Team 2 player, and it's going to be none other than, is it going to be, is it Arsenal? Saliba, yeah, it didn't make sense for a second, right? It's going to be Lavelles, right? Okay, so left back, right? Or Levels, right? I don't know. I actually don't know this player, right? And it looks like a decent 88, right? It is our first Team 2 FC Fantasy player, right? So we can definitely either send that into an SBC or use the player at some point, right? If the stats does rise on the card. But we do have Team of the Year Kershawi in that position, right? Like that kind of like, like that's like already endgame, right? For the most part, outside of like the physicality, I'm not a fan of how she plays, like in terms of like a physical sense, right? She's very small in game, but she has a lot of good things going for her, like her agility, her speed, her passing, her shooting. Everything else outside of like the strength and the aggression on the card is like pretty dope, right? So Kershawi is a hard card to replace, right? She's one of the top end left backs, not the best, but one of the top end left backs, right? So it's going to be interesting to see if we can like unseat her essentially and put her on the bench, but I doubt it, right? The starting team is pretty much solidified. We have a team, right? And we're gonna round out this season with an absolutely epic team, right? So absolutely good times. And the Guti was probably like the last card that we needed, and it's all but solidified, right? Because he's a Madrid player, right? He was a Madrid player for a long career at Madrid, actually, right? So back when I was on the PlayStation 2, Guti was in my team, right? So that's how weird that in winning 11 days, right? So that's absolutely hilarious, right? That's before like FIFA 13, FIFA 14. Like we're talking like really a long time ago. Guti was in my team, right? So we've been here for quite some time, guys. Right? So guys, 85 plus by 10. Let's go ahead and open this, right? We will probably see some high-rated fodder at the very least, and at the best, we'll see another Team 2 player. So, center mid, it's going to be Valverde, most likely. Let's just skip that. That's a ton. Yeah, 88 Valverde, 88 Messi, and 3 informs, right? Campbell finding his way back. We packed him we packed him when he first dropped, right? We used him in swaps objectives, right? It's a decent card, right? We had like a nice little Scottish hybrid side going on, right? So that's absolutely dope, right? So let's open up the rare election players pack, right? Let's just open up a small pack. Right? Break it up just a little bit. So goalkeeper, United States, it's going to be like an 83, I believe, right? Kingsbury. Okay, so we're going to move right along. Guys, we are absolutely doing the business. We're opening up whatever we can. We got a nice little pack opening. Let's open up the 82 plus by 5. Right? And then we'll just keep rising in terms of like, you know, types of packs that we open. So it's going to be Mignon most likely. So we get an 87 in this one, and we get some duplicates right there, right? We may get 2 icon player pick pack openings, right? By the end of this stream, right? Which is just absolutely epic, right? We'll see. We'll see. This could be a very tasty portion of the stream, right? Like, just nothing but insane packs. But guys, Team of the Year, from Team of the Year to now, I am spent in FUT, right? Like, FUT has absolutely worn me down in terms of just not packing anything, right? So we get Gundogan and Gabriel. I'm not a fan of this pack, right? Like, this pack seems to be just a bunch of regular rares at this stage of the game. It's only good for like, it's decent rated fodder, right? Essentially, right? So we have an 83 plus by 7, an 85 plus by 7, and then we top it off with the jumbo rare, right? So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can get another Team 2 fantasy player, right? So League On, I think we packed this player. Yeah, Jubal. We already packed him like once, and then sold him off, right? So let's go ahead to the 85 plus by 7 rare gold players pack. And guys, we're not seeing another Team 2 player, right? So we only packed 1 thus far, right? None of the bigger ones. No Zero Roberto. Zero Roberto doesn't even fit into our team, so I don't even mind, right? But okay, so we have Musiala and turn it over, and it's gonna be an inform, and it's gonna be Lookman. I think he's a duplicate, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Right, so Musiala, Oberdorf, right? It's not a bad set of like low-rated fodder, right? So guys, we're gonna top this off with a jumbo rare players pack, and it's another inform, right? So we're like, you know, top it out, and this is from like the friendlies, completing all of the 150 friendlies, right? W's, right? So we're opening up the jumbo rare, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get. It's a Nico Paz. Right, looks like a good 87, very evil friendly, right? He can play center attacking mid, right? Yeah, that makes more sense, right? But there's a lot of low rated fodder right there, right? Like, so this jumbo rare player did not, rare players pack, right? Did not yield us anything good, right? So before we claim our ending of season 5 goodies, right? Like, well, goodie, right? Which is the 88 plus mixed icon player pick pack. We have some 84 plus by 5s that we can get done, right? And it's just an 84 rated squad, right? And we have way more than enough team of the week cards, right? So let's go ahead and make some 84s, right? And we're gonna have some fun, right? We're gonna most definitely have some fun. It's gonna be extremely easy to just do a ton of 84s, right? Throw on a ton of 84s, right? We have tons of like low rated fodder, right? And this should be interesting, right? To see if we can pack another live card. You never know who can end up making it into your side out of the blue, right? It'll just be scenes, right? Like if it does happen, right? And we claimed the Danny Olmo, the live version of that card, right? Road to the finals, right? A couple days ago. So let's see if we can just like strengthen this side a little and send through an 84, right? And we should, be good to go very shortly, right? So let's just go ahead. We'll throw on like, I think like an 86. 86 doesn't do it. Wow, okay. That does it, right? So on the button right there. So we'll open up the first 84 plus by 5, right? This should be absolutely good times, right? Technically, we don't even need anything, right? It's just the back line. We could just get a minor boost in the back line, or we just get like an absolutely insane, like if we get like Pele or Eusebio or something like that, something insanely definitive. We get a team of the week at the very least, right? But if we get something like definitive, like R9 or something that just makes it into your like first team, right? One of those like complete end game players, that would be absolutely great. But essentially, we've done the business, right? For the majority of the FUT grinding session, right? For essentially from the start of the RTG to now, right? So we're at the home stretch, right? These are the final, like the final, like pieces to the puzzle, right? The final task at hand, right? The RTG is essentially done. It's culminated once we hit elite, right? Like that's where we set the goalpost this year, right? We actually set it at Division 1, right? We were actually just gonna vibe and chill and just stay for the vibes, right? And just stay for the good times, right? But on the off chance, like we made it back to elite, right, with whatever team that we were running, right, go ahead and do that, right? And right now we're doing that actually quite comfortably, right? Like there's no hiccups whatsoever. So it's another year, right, of just being consistent year in and year out, right? So that's absolutely good times, right? It's like a goated experience, no doubt, right? So let's see if we can make this second side cheaper. We have tons and tons of low-rated fodder, right? Let's just see if we can make this like slightly cheaper. Yes, we can, right? So I think that's probably going to be the cheapest we can make it, right? Maybe like one more 83, right? Just like looking at it. So let's just go ahead and just like be as cheap as humanly possible, right? Just be as financially sound in FUT as possible, right? And yeah, we save an 85 as a result. I think that's the last one we can get away with, right? Yeah. So there we go. So the next 84 plus by 5 we will send through, and maybe this will be the lucky one, right? So there's 3 of these, right? So an 84 plus by 5 pack isn't, it's very meh, right? But you never know, right? It's high enough, right? That you may see a live card, right? On the off chance. It's just more packs for us to open, right? And at the end of this, we may get 2 icon player picks done as a result, right? So 1 to 2, right? We may get an 88 plus and an 87 plus, right? So it's just insane, right? Like there's no way that we're gonna see something bad at the end of this, right? Like I highly doubt it, right? We can most definitely probably the Maldini is also there, right? And the campaign mix, the party bag essentially is right there as well, right? But guys, we have a team, and when you have a team, right, and you have a good enough team to get the business done, and you're like a content person, right? It's, like it's no sweat off your back, right? Like so we have like a decent enough squad, right? Is what I'm saying, right? And I can't hammer home that point enough, right? We've done the business. all FUT long. Right? So let's throw on some whatever 83s we've got here. Get rid of the low-rated fodder, right? Because we just opened up a ton of packs, right? So tons of goodies today and tomorrow. We have a huge pack to open as well, right? So good times all around. Just vibes, folks. Just freaking, you know, the best of vibes, right, in FUT right now, right? So let's see. That's an 84. And that's as cheap as we could have possibly made it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the final 84 plus by 5. And we'll see if we pack anything from Team 2, right? I think Team 1, just me personally, Team 1 probably would have benefited me much better. But Team 2 is here, and, you know, like, if we, on the off chance we do pack something, it'll be absolutely dope, right? So, we already packed 1 for Team 2, and I think that's where it's going to end off, at least for today, momentarily, right? So, with that being said, folks, let's go ahead. Whoa, why did I go to evolutions? Let's go ahead, right, and absolutely claim this pack that has absolutely, you know, like, set the bar for so many people in the community, right? Like, the bar is set so high, like, everyone's seeing just absolute monsters, right, in terms of, like, what they've been able to claim. So, folks, the multi-choice reward for the end of the season, we're going to take the 1 of 3 88 plus mixed icon player pick pack, right? So, this is a serious, serious pack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have done the business, and here's our reward. Let's see what it is for all of our grinding. Let's go. First, 96 Zidane. He just happens to find his way back into the team, right? So, like I said, these packs are cooking for everyone right now. We have the 94, right? And the first, like, now, like, we have to think, the 94 or the 91 Guti or the 96 Zidane, because look at the shooting stats on this card. Right, 87 acceleration, 85 sprint speed. His shooting is going to be goated. His dribbling and passing is insane. His physical stats are insane. Play styles, he will have scoring, incisive pass, long ball pass, technical, flair, first touch, and Travella. That is our first of the 3. Let's hope for some absolute monsters in the second 2. Let's see a Team of the Year icon level Eusebio or Pele or something, or R9 or something. Let's see who number 2 is. Let's go. 93 Hullet. So yeah, these packs are giving out for everyone, folks. And this is a very fast center attacking mid, right? But this version of the card, his dribbling, his physicality is absolutely insane. I think he's better suited for the striker position, believe it or not, right? That 93, right? Probably because his pace, right? But his dribbling's a little low, right? His physical, he's gonna play like Rooney, right? With the way the stats are distributed, right? The way the stats are distributed, right? If you were to use him as a striker or a center attacking mid, the distribution of stats isn't bad, right? The dribbling stats are a little low for this stage in the game. Defending stats are very good though, right? Very aggressive, right? The Zidane card probably takes the cake out of the 2 of them though, right? Out of the 2 of them, that's probably the best. Guys, for the final, we're looking for Pele or R9. Let's go. And 88 Ashley Cole. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of like unanimous, right? Like, we kind of have to take the Zidane. So Zidane, the 96 version of the card, right? And finds his way back into the side out of the blue, right? And that is not bad. It's a god tier level side, right? Like god tier level pull, right? So we do pack the 96 Thunderstruck icon version, 5-star, 5-star control lengthy. He's gonna feel absolutely insanely fast in game. 86 pace, 92 shooting, 96 passing stats gonna be goated. Dribbling stats are much better, right? Agility and balance is still a little low, right? Defending stats are still very, very good, right? So, it's still an absolute monster. He finds his way back into the side regardless, right? Like, and I kind of want to just, like, check them out, like, side by side. This one's also 86 and 94 shooting, right? So, and 92 dribbling, right? So the Composure is gonna be the defending stats is an 85. So we do have the 8694, right? I actually just want to like take a picture of that, right? So we can put that side by side, right? So the pace is like probably gonna be the same, right? 87, 85. Yeah, it is, right? So what changes, right? It's the shooting and the passing, right? Let's see, right? So let's see what the other one was, right? I just like literally took a picture of it, right? And 86, right? The other version has 94 shooting. This has 92 shooting. That's very interesting. So where is it? Is it put in the pass? Yeah, it's the passing and the dribbling, right? So he's gonna feel more fluid in game, right? 85 defense on the 94, believe it or not, right? And 86 physicality. The 94 seems to be a little better in key areas. This one's more suited for a center attacking mid, though. When you throw a hunter on the card, right, it's still gonna be probably in game. This card is probably gonna be absolutely monstrous in game, right? It's gonna be a little slower, right? We're gonna have to get a hunter for the card. Let's go ahead and do that, right? So, he'll be better in game than the Nwaneri, most definitely, right? With the dribbling stats being like that, right? He'll just be a bigger build in game, and he has that lengthy, right? So he'll feel super super fast, right? Finds his way back into the side, like he finds his way, like it's just absolutely wild, right? I don't know. I actually don't know. Like I think the dribbling stats make the card a little sleeker in game, right? Paired with everything else, right? So the 96 Zidane end game level, right? He's probably gonna play like he has hidden stats, right? Center attacking mid, right? Right there, right? So let's check the roles, right? So you have to play him as a playmaker, right? So we will have to change out the stats, right? So he's gonna feel like a bigger build in game over the Nwaneri, right? But the Nwaneri will be faster. So now that we've thrown a hunter on the card, right? He'll have like 99 finishing, right? And he'll have 96 attack positioning. But the passing and the dribbling, he's gonna be like one of the perfect center attacking mids in game, right? Essentially, right? Physical stats are gonna be very good. Defensive stats are not gonna be better than a 94, believe it or not, right? The shooting stats as well, not gonna be better, right? But it's going to be one of the things where the composure, the dribbling, the ball control, all of those things will make a difference on the card, right? So it's going to feel a little sleeker in game, most likely, most definitely. Like anyone with stats like that, it's probably going to be there, right? So he'll like trump the Nwaneri, and the Guti will be there as well. Zidane finds his way into the side regardless. Ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely wild, right? So that's the first of the icon player picks that we can do today, right? So do we end it there? No, right? Because I want to see someone different, right? Believe it or not, even though that's a 96, right? And like a lot of people were packing like the 96, right? It was just wild, right? Like that was like one of the popular pulls that a lot of people were getting, right? So we have to make an 88 rated side, right? This is probably going to be the more expensive of the player pick sides, right? And we'll just have some fun, right? Because we don't really need anything going forward, right? We don't need like 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 we have a team, right? Like because we have such a formidable looking team on paper, right? It just leaves it up to like how we play in game on the day, right? So he will be harder to nudge off the ball. And Nwaneri drops like a bag of rocks, right? Sometimes that's advantageous though, right? So it's interesting to see, and the game is like it's not, the menu is like freezing right there, right? So we need to make an 88. That's an 87, right? Home stretch with this 88, right? This is the easiest 88 we can put together, right? Let's see right here. We should have a ton of like, let's just throw on whatever we can. Ladies and gentlemen, right? We have like so many of these Alexandro cards, right? So we can just like, let's see. That's still not enough. Okay, so we have to see. Let's check the SBC storage, right? This 88 is proving to be a little bit more tricky. Not too tricky, right? Let's see what we have in terms of like special cards. Oh, that's the SBC storage. I was like, where did my players go? It's like I'm sure we packed more stuff than what's there, right? So this Hierro card, right? He was just going to like collect dust, right? Essentially, right? That's an 88 right there. We'll send that through. And hopefully we see something good. Maybe we'll see Pele or R9. Right, so icon player pick number 1, we get Zidane. 96 Zidane. That's like literally as close as possible to endgame as you can get, right? The only thing that's missing is that he's not as pacey, right? But he has like the dribbling. The dribbling stats are like really, he's gonna be so tough to like knock off the ball, right? And he's gonna be just gonna have like goated ball control, right? So now we have an 87 rated side, right? We essentially have fun for the rest of the season, right? We've essentially done the business. We have so many live cards to pay attention to as well, folks. It's just good times on stream, right? Like, look at all the live cards that we've got, right? Like, we don't even have to, like, we don't have to go hard anymore. We can just play comfortably for the remainder of the 12 days. Casually just pop in, right? Climb up to elite, right? And we have essentially completed the RTG, right? So literally we're at the home stretch, folks, and it feels so damn good. Like, not even joking, right? So what's going on here? Right, so we have to throw on another gold rare that's high rated. So let's go ahead and do that, right? Like, one of these guys will make it an 87 right off the bat, right? Like, there we go. So we save an 86. Send that through. Ladies and gentlemen, we're well on our way to opening our second icon player pick of this stream, right? So absolute good times, right? Back-to-back icon player picks to round out the season. You can't ask for anything more, right? You can't. Like, it's extremely, especially on an RTG account where you don't get huge pulls, right? Back-to-back, right? It's just, like a goated experience, right? So let's go ahead and throw on, right? And like put together an 86 rated side right now, right? We're essentially gonna rinse the club doing this again, right? Rinse all of our pulls that we just got, and tomorrow we get the 90, right? The 90 plus by 4, and the FC 25 guaranteed fantasy FC player pack, right? So easy enough, right? This is just such like chill vibes, right? Chill vibes on stream, and you can't ask for anything more, right? So that's the 86 completed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sending this through, no hiccups whatsoever, right? And folks, we have the 87 mixed icons player pick pack, right? So holy pack opening for today, right? Like, wow, right? We've absolutely done the business. So guys, now one of 3 87 mixed icon player packs, right? So we just did the 88 plus, now we do the 87 plus. Can we get something good? So in our first pull, we get Sanchez, which isn't a half bad card if you're starting out, right? But we need to see something better. Can we is the question. 92 prints. In terms of ratings, that's good, but she's just not good for the time period. So guys, who can we see for the third and final 87 plus? Can we cook? 92 Roberto Carlos. Ladies and gentlemen, we do the business, and he is much better than Kershawi. So we do unseat the Kershawi because his strength and his aggression makes the card, right? So guys, Team of the Year icon Roberto Carlos in the side. Ladies and gentlemen, we have absolutely cooked on stream today. We throw a shadow on. His defensive awareness is a 90. Intercept. We'll throw a shadow on that card, and it is just absolutely beastly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a new left back, and it is none other than, once again, one of my winning 11, 7, I believe, players from the PlayStation 2 era of team building, right? Custom team building, which is absolutely hilarious. Like, Guti and Roberto Carlos, like, what year is it, right? Like, for me right now, the room is spinning, right? Like, these are players that I've played with, right, on my PlayStation 2, we are now in the PlayStation 5 era of gaming, and I am playing with my old school PlayStation 2 team, right? It's just absolutely hilarious to me how this is turning out in game, right? We're just absolutely cooking today, folks. We are absolutely just doing the business. I have zero freaking complaints right now. This is just absolutely monstrous. So, let's get Roberto Carlos, right? Into the damn side, ladies and gentlemen. Team of the Year icon Roberto Carlos. Throw a shadow on him. His physicality is beautifully distributed, right? So he'll be maxed out in every key area. His dribbling stats are going to be a little lesser than the Kashawi, right? He will essentially, for roles, right? He won't have the plus plus. He will have attacking wingback, right? He doesn't have the plus plus, right? Which is a little bit of a issue. You have to play him as an attacking wing back, right, or a false back, or a wing back, right? He probably excels at that a little better, right, because that's how he played in real life, right? So, Brazilian style left back, right? Left back and right back, kind of like him and Dani Alves, kind of like, like they have that kind of like behavioral, that kind of like role, like to their name, to their style of play, right? So that's there. The Kashawi is there as well, right? The Kashawi has, I believe, left back plus plus, right? So it's going to be interesting, but I'm pretty sure the Roberto Carlos, right? The one key takeaway from the Roberto Carlos that's different, right? He has power shot, dead ball plus, of course, right? Long ball pass, whip pass. Look at this, right? Zidane. Look at the era. Thuram, right? Guti. What the hell? Look at this team. This is like a past and present team at this point, right? With half of the players that we've got on, right? These are World Cup era level players from a specific time period, right? Which is absolutely hilarious to me, right? So we've cooked today, ladies and gentlemen. Zidane and Roberto Carlos back to back in player picks today. Folks, we have done the business. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours, right? What the hell is that team? Absolutely epic sauce. Let's go!